Okay, after the concept of gravitational force between any two bodies, now the question comes. The gravitational force between any two bodies can be calculated. What is the value of gravitational force between Sun and Earth? What is the value of gravitational force between Earth and Moon? What is the gravitational force between this rack and this board? The gravitational force between any two bodies can be calculated. The question comes like this. And for this, Sir Isaac Newton gave a law, and by using that law we can derive an equation, and with the help of that equation we can calculate the gravitational force between any two bodies of this universe. Now I want to mention the Newton's law of gravitation. What he says, according to Newton's law of gravitation, the gravitational force between any two bodies of the universe is directly proportional to the product of their masses and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between center. Look at this. Once it is told that the gravitational force between any two bodies of this universe is directly proportional to the product of their masses and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between their center. There are two matters mentioned in this law. According to this law, if we have two heavenly bodies or any two bodies, then the gravitational force between these two bodies depends upon their mass. If the mass is more, then the product of the mass will also be more and gravitational force will be strong. But instead of mass, let's say mass remains same, if their distance is increased, then what is found? If distance is increased, the gravitational force is found weaker. If distance is increased, the gravitational force between them decreases. The same bodies are if placed away from each other, then the gravitational force becomes less. But it is found less in what manner? If distance is doubled, then the gravitational force is found to be decreased by 4 times. That's why the gravitational force is inversely proportional to the square of the distance. But if one of the mass is doubled, let's say this one is doubled, then gravitational force is found double because the product becomes double. If both the masses are double, then gravitational force is found to be increased by 4 times. That's why in this case, in case of mass, gravitational force between two bodies is directly proportional to product of their mass. If its mass is m1, if its mass is m2, then gravitational force between them is the product of their masses, but it is inversely proportional to the square of the distance between their center. This is Newton's law of gravitation.